Well, it's finally here. The Homestuck hoodie that I ordered a couple weeks ago, it finally arrived. I don't know how long... It took forever for it to get here, but it's finally here. Do you want me to show you? Cool, hold on a second. Y'all ready to see it? What? Well, you don't look convinced. You don't recognize this? Fix it? What, you don't recognize it? Come on, look at it. Look at it. Hold on. You see that? Homestuck. Homestuck, this was clearly intentional. This was like a crossover with Factorium. You know that game, right? The game which is about planetary exploitation. It would make sense this crossover over with Homestuck, right? Right? No? You're not convinced? Alright, give me a second. Okay, now are you convinced? Look! It's the Condense's logo. It would make sense that they would like try to take over Fix It because they exclusively do their business on planetary exploitation, just like the Condense, right? Right? It's intentional, right? It's intentional. Yeah, I'm still gonna wear this thing. I said that I would wear it when I get it for the entirety of this series, and you know what? I may look like a tool, but I'm still gonna commit to that promise, even if it kills me. My God. Anyways. Oh no, it's coming off. No, my plan's falling apart. No, the bit's ruined. The tape. No, the tape. No, the tape. It's not. Oh no. Damn it. The tape's not strong enough. No. Oh fuck. Hang on, I'm gonna get some more tape for this stupid thing. I feel like it would make more sense if it was actually right here, now that I think about it. I mean, it's visible at least. I would have much preferred it would be here, but I guess. Anything to make it look like Homestuck, right? God damn it. In all seriousness, though, I did contact 4fans by fans, so I should be able to get a response and see if I'm able to get like an actual proper print of the hoodie soon. I don't know when that's gonna be, but oh my gosh. Anyways, what's up, docs? I'm the Pillbug, and welcome back to Friendsim. We're moving on to Volume 4 of Right and Wronged. Looks like we got the sleazy lawyer and the guy who just wants to fly. Fresh from your most recent bout of gratuitous bodily injury and touching scenes of camaraderie, you soldier on. You've had a few setbacks, made a couple silly choices. Boy, do things just keep happening. But let nobody say that to you, the main character, and incapable of growth and change. Let me repeat that. But let nobody say that you, the main character, are incapable of growing and change. You have made sure not to be caught in the wilderness near dawn again. You have made your way back to civilization. Saliva is filling up your mouth, making it hard to narrate. You can't wait to discover what new adventures await you. Adventures like friendship. Yep. And we're just gonna move on to Tagora. How the fuck do you pronounce your last name, dude? Fuck it. I never say anyone's last names in this series anyway, so fuck it. You wander down the street in a not too demolished looking part of town, but you don't really take much of it in. You're not looking where you're going. This is an elementary mistake, especially on a planet where everything that exists seems to be on a spectrum of engineered specifically for murder to could be a weapon at a pinch, but you've got a lot on your mind. And now as the car, these guys probably have some ridiculous word for it, but you haven't learned it, you hadn't noticed slams into you, sending you flipping head over feet. You add a few new concerns to your list, your bones and organs. The sound of the driver yelling, "Watch where you're going, lump squirt chugger," fades as they drive away, and you assess your situation. You stretch each limb in your turn, which you've got to say doesn't feel great. You've landed in a bush which is covered in sharp spines. Your arms and legs all still work though, and when you do an experimental cough, no blood comes out. Pretty lucky, you think. You may have redefined what luck means by this point in your journey, but you'll take what you can get. Had a bit of a grape in my mouth. I had some grapes earlier. You don't figure that luck will extend to the driver turning around to help you out of this bush. Your gaze is meeting a sparking and immediate and intense connection that leads to a beautiful lifelong friendship, but you let yourself hope. After a few minutes of struggling, the answer to your camaraderie daydreams comes into focus above you. A figure outlined by the spiny leaves of your plant prison and the glow of the moons. The troll you see isn't the driver of the car, but you don't care. Your heart is beating wildly with your continued lucky streak. Hi, you sleazy shit. What voice would I give you? God damn it. I don't know what voice to give you. Hello. You seem to have fallen victim to a colliding scamper with that scuttlebuggy back there. Have you contacted your personal legislator? If not, I'd like to offer my services. What's that number going up there? My name is Tagora Gorjek, but please, call me Gorgor. Is that really what people call you? Jesus. I'm here for you. For a nominal fee, of course. Is that supposed to be something I'm supposed to sign? He pulls a business card from his sleek teal vest and offers it to you with a precise flick of the wrist. His claw beds are perfect. You try again to sit up, buoyed by this offer for assistance. He's some type of doctor, maybe? Or lawyer? It doesn't matter, really, because he said he was here for you. Those words go right ahead and burn themselves into the softest chamber of your heart. You start telling him your plight thus far, reaching up through the brambles towards his beacon of hope. This guy seems trustworthy, and that's not just your lack of options talking, you swear. You swear, guys, this is intentional. Intentional! Jesus. As you shift, the moonlight shines on you. He steps back briefly, dropping the card. The one eye that's covered by the soup of product-infused hair opens wide. He recovers, smoothing his hands down his chest and straightening up. Clearing his throat as he continues to explain. You're what? Oh, yes, an alien. I knew that. I've done work with aliens before, so your situation shouldn't be an issue at all. Alien legislator Stipe. What does that mean? I've seen that before in clips of his route, but I don't know what that means. What does that do? Everyone deserves an equal opportunity to be represented by me. In fact, we may be able to use this in our favor for a larger cash settlement. It all depends on your angle. Here, try moving your chug column. You're unsure why this is necessary, but you wiggle your torso, hoping that's right. You never wanted anything more in your meager existence than to follow this specific directive perfectly. No, not that. You got a little hip jiggle. Not much that he might think it to come... Not so much that he might think it's a come on, but enough to say, hey, I'm friendly and I know what the fuck I'm doing. No, the thing that holds up your think pan. Work with me. You continue what you hope is a part of a troll friendship ritual, shimmying various parts of your anatomy deeper into the bush until you get to your neck, and he clasps his hand together. There we go. That one hurt, didn't it? Definitely a case of column snap, which can get us a decently hefty restitution. I can't read. Your neck feels fine, or it doesn't hurt any more than the rest of you, but you give him what you hope is a convincingly painful nod of agreement. Ugh. Of course, you will need to... Of course, you will need to front the initial legislature costs. We may also have to injure you further to ensure your case is convincing, but you've got to break a few cluckbeast embryos to make a grublet, as you well know. Initial costs. Oh god, is this gonna be like how much it's gonna be to buy him as a friend or something? Yes, I think we may make a mutually beneficial team if you're willing to do what it takes to bring out the justice you deserve. Bring about the justice you deserve, sorry. So what do you say? How would you like to help you? He's just talking really fast, and you're not sure exactly what you think about your lack of funds or the idea of breaking any more bones, but that smile is sharp and shiny and pointed right at you. You want more of it. Oh, do ya? Oh, fucking do ya? And you're not sure exactly... Tell him about the heaps of money you definitely have. Ask him if he does pro bono work. Pro bono? What the fuck is pro bono? Fuck it, we'll go with him. You thank him profusely for his offer to help and explain that while your situation hasn't exactly left you very rich, you'll pay him back in glorious friendship, the most infinite of resources. I doubt Tagora really gives a shit about friendship, but alright. You lay it on thick. He seems like the guy who can appreciate a good deal when he sees one, and you can't imagine a better deal than this. You reach both arms waiting for him to scoop you up from your pain plant like the gentle baby you are. Sorry, I don't do charity. It's such a shame, too. I was hoping to work with an alien might make me for a more interesting day than usual. You're not worth it. Fuck off! He turns on his heels and walks away, his high ponytail swishing behind him. Friendship is not a currency. No shit. Alright, fine. What the hell did pro bono work mean? I thought that meant he was gonna break your bones more. Tell him about the heaps of money you definitely have, I guess. You mentioned how incredibly loaded you are, and how core to your sense of value is if you to pay well for good work. Ugh. That's what we call good business. Now get up out of that prickle frond and let's get you presentable. He watches you flail a few times before he sighs, unbuttoning his sleeves and rolls them up to his elbows. Each fold is crisp and even. It takes a while, but you're good at being patient. There's a 12% cost increase for instances of manual labor. It'll all be explained in your bill. It's itemized. I'm sure an alien of means such as yourself will be able to handle it. Seriously, every time I try to do this, there's like a 50-50 chance where saliva starts to make me sound mushy, and I hate it. You take his hand and he pulls you out of the bush. It's kind of a rough job. He's not as strong as he looks, you guess. He glares at you like he's daring you to say shit about him, and you are a quick learner. He cuts you off mid-thank you. My office isn't far from here. We can go there to get things started. And by things, I absolutely mean get your clean and sign a lot of vaguely worded yet stringly binding documents. He walks with a purpose. You shake off the flora stuck to your various body parts, and you do your best to catch up. From the outside, his office basically just seems like his hive. You've learned a thing or two during this shitstorm of a cultural exchange, though. You gotta play it cool when a potential friend invites you home. You never know what cages or monsters and methods of evisceration they might have laying around, and you want to prepare a nice, chill look on your face for whatever carnage you're about to be confronted by. It doesn't work. Your face falls in bewildered hell when you walk inside, because it's all chrome and glass and broad white walls in there. It's like he bought the fanciest looking crate in the barrel display room he could find, down to the last useless minimalistic accessory, and then never sat down in it. His Lucis, a ferret, is chilling on an enormous silver thing that is halfway between a throne and a play tower. Everything is clean and bright and at perfect right angles, and you don't see any weapons anywhere. It's fucking creepy. You ask him if he's just moved in, because polite conversation seems like maybe the best thing you can do. In the absence of something specific to focus your fear on, you're just sort of a little afraid of everything. You're not paying me to learn my life story, unless you'd like to. In that case, no. I lived here most of my life. I'll go ahead and add that to your bill. Life story and stuff. I hate you. I hate you. You stare at one of the chairs. Should you sit in it? And by all means, do not make yourself at home. Head straight to my ablution trap while I prepare our contract. What the fuck is an ablution trap? Can someone please explain that to me in the comments? I have no idea. You really want to connect with this guy, and you like how you just vibed there, where you were thinking about sitting your bed-wrangled ass in this fancy chair, and he could totally tell you where to think in it, but you don't want to be friends badly enough to walk straight into something that has the word trap right there in its name without at least pondering it for a second. You become savvier during all this. Well, I mean, take a goddamn bath. No entrapment, please. I think I'm gonna say no entrapment, please, or take a goddamn bath. Is that what the entrapment thing is? Yeah, take a goddamn bath. You're more than a little concerned about the trap part of the instructions you just received, but hey, at least a trap you know about is better than one you don't. And with everything else you can see so freakily pristine, he has to be hiding something evil somewhere. You wonder if it's a dungeon. A dungeon could be cool. The fair bounds down off its pedestal and jerks its head for you to follow it. You do, because it seems like a regular thing to do, and Tagora is busy on his computer. It leads you to the bathroom, which is just as fancy and clean as everything else you've seen. The Lucis chitters at you for a second, squirms its big noodle body around and leaves, shutting the door behind it. You wait a second until it's probably gone before you test the handle. It's locked. Huh. I really like that rainbow thing in the background. You wonder what the point or, motive might be for leading you into this room until you turn and see yourself in the mirror. That is some haggard-looking stuff right there, so fair. You're flying by the seat of your pants, but you guess maybe you're supposed to take a bath. If not, Annie gets pissed and unleashes the ferret on you, and at least you'll meet your make her nice and clean. Excuse me. You half expect some indiscernible goo or blood or something to come out of the faucet in the weird lumpy tub, but thankfully it's just water. Once you're in, you take a look at the truly inordinate amount of bath products you have at your fingertips. There are 3 shelves of little bottles and soaps and unidentifiable lathersome accessories by the tub alone. There's even more by the mirror. The labels are all gibberish, of course, but you sniff a few until you find something flowery and go to town. You take more time than you should in there, but you haven't experienced a moment of luxurious solitude in a bit. Full-time friendship searching can be difficult work. It's good to recharge. Once you're finally freshly scrubbed and dried, you slather yourself head to toe with some lotion you find in an iridescent vial. You hope you won't mind you using it. He wants you to be presentable, and this stuff is sparkly. Is talking about that stuff? I think it might be. You're starting to feel rejuvenated as hell, ready to knock this friendship stuff right out of the park. You leave your dirty, torn up old clothes on the floor, wrap yourself in one of the many satin bathrobes folded on a shelf, and head back out to find Tagora. He's standing in his foyer waiting with his contracts he typed up for you. When he sees you, his eyebrows ticks up. I see you went with the Rainbow Drinker Serum. Full body application. Bold choice. I mean, it's an incredibly rare and expensive product that I do expect to be remunerated, but I won't lie, it works. Crush fresh handmade troll cosmetics. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a lot. Yeah, sure, that stuff. You don't want to let it on that you don't know what it is, since he seems impressed. Instead, you give his ego a little stroke and tell him you hadn't seen such a stupendous array of self-care accoutrements in so long that you couldn't help yourself. Not everyone takes skincare seriously as they should. I assumed you were taking forever in there because you'd gotten lost or didn't know how to use the ablution trap. I hadn't considered the possibility that you were just doing your regiment. Noted. Rebated for imbecile care. Jesus. You hold your arms out to admire the well-hydrated sheen you have going on. This time you're not really even bullshitting. It just does actually look pretty good. Tagora seems like he's struggling. He keeps opening his mouth to say something, then changing his mind. He's clutching the documents in his hands like a fluorescent device. He looks down at them, then back at you. I typically only use that particular product to highlight my cheek blades, but there's no real reason you shouldn't apply it more liberally, especially if cost isn't an issue. He's a little drastic for my personal style, but there is a certain unorthodox glamour to it. The next bit looks like it hurts him a bit to get out. Would you like to step outside to see the full effect? You bet your ass you would. You're curious about what it means by effect, and this seems like more fun than signing stuff. He places the documents down on his desk like they're made of glass, not paper. He looks up at this Lucis, who just sort of tilts his head to its side. You look away and give them privacy to do whatever eyeball communication is going on. After a bit, Tagora clears his throat and heads towards the door. You don't comment on the bluish flush in his cheeks for all the shift in his demeanor. He still seems like he might kick you out on your ass if you tried to get too feelingsy with him. Ah, here it is! You start to glow as soon as you step back out into his dark front yard. Not like in a light bulb kind of way, but a subtle ethereal luminescence. What is this stuff? Not that is a look. I mean, there's still an unfortunate issue of your wholeness and overall appearance, and the fact that you're still wearing my ablution robe. But it's cutting edge, I'll give you that. You look almost like a real one. You don't know what that means, but you want to roll around eternally in the praise part. You ask if the look will help you your case. Oh, right, your case, of course. He bites his lip and looks back through the window at the papers sitting on the desk where he left them. You hope he still wants to represent you, or at least that he'd want to hang out even if he wasn't going to. You don't get a chance to prod, though, because right when then someone rounds the corner on the sidewalk in front of your hive. His hive. Tagora's face immediately shudders into its usual simpering mask. There's an edge of panic around his eye, though. Huh. Wow, Gorgic, what have we here? It's a blue-themed troll, which, if you remember right, means he's a fancier guy than Tagora. He's grinning like Troll Christmas came early. You can feel Tagora vibrating out of his skin next to you. Who even is this guy? When he gets close enough to get a good look at you, he jumps and screeches, "What the balls boiling fuck?" Tagora is frozen, the corner of his mouth pulled back to show his teeth. The guy is ignoring him in favor of noticing that you're dressed in Tagora's monogrammed leisure wear. If this looks a fascinated horror is anything to go by, you don't really know what makes you do it. You should wait for Tagora to get himself together and do the talking, but you're riding the high of him almost seeming like he was enjoying your company. Plus, nothing boosts confidence like looking like a beautiful spooky angel. So you toss your head, put on your best fancy guy voice and say, "Whatever, do you... What? And say, "What? Never seen a real one before?" You're placing all your chips on this guy, knowing something you don't, but when his eyes get huge and he starts stumbling over himself to back away down the sidewalk, you know it's paid off. Tagora blinks, then jumps right in, picking up directly where you left off. Surely someone as well informed as yourself knows a rainbow drinker when he sees one. Oh yeah, I remember that. The blue guy doesn't respond with anything more coherent than a string of yelps as he hightails it back to the way he came. Okay, a bit of explanation. Rainbow drinkers are basically like troll vampires, I guess you could say. I mean, no kidding, considering the trolls have different colors of blood, but still. That's basically what a rainbow drinker is. And they also glow in the dark, so it's also a Twilight reference. When he's gone, you turn to Tagora and ask him super casually what a rainbow drinker is. He stares at you in stunned silence. Are you telling me you didn't know? You nod. And that you ran it with it anyway, exploiting the fear you picked up upon to turn the tide of a delicate encounter to your favor? You shrug. You guess so. You tell Tagora you hope his friend wasn't too freaked out. A friend? No, I hate that guy. There are simply times when being liked by your better is helpful. Oh wait, let me read that. There are simply times when being liked by your betters is helpful. Though, technically, fearing me is just as good. Better, maybe. So, you know. A thank you. Tagora's laugh is soft. It's not a sound you expected to hear. He's happy because of something you did. You can't help it. You start laughing too. Well, that's a bit of a rush, wasn't it? It was almost fun. I certainly didn't see it coming anyway. I underestimated you. Sorry. He gives you an appraising look, then takes a deep breath. You're so nervous all of a sudden. You feel unbalanced on the precipice of what he might be about to say. From a prevaricator to another, I will let you in on something. I haven't actually encountered an alien before. Surcharge for truth reveal. Oh, sweet relief. You tell him his act was airtight, and as long as everyone's doing the truth thing, you admit you lied a bit too. You aren't actually rich. Yes, that's clear now. You have the invaluable ability to fake it, though. Well, that's potentially much better. Why don't we put your case on hold for the time being? You wouldn't have enjoyed the outcome of our legal system anyway. Preemptive interest on held suit. We can find an alternative means of you working off your debt. I think we may make a better team than I previously anticipated. With our wits combined, we can tackle bigger and better things than traffic injuries. He flexes his hand at his side, then in one swift and decisive movement he extends it to you. He extends it out to you. On his face is something close to an honest-to-God real-ass smile. I've never actually formed a legitimate partnership of any sort before, but I believe this is how it's done. What do you say? Oh damn, 5% friendship discount. The glow in your heart shines brighter than any expensive and still kind of mysterious lotion. You take his hand in your firm nonsense grasp of pure, inexorable joy and shake it. Yes. Friendship! Just sign here. Nice. That's awesome. Alright, well. That was fun. Honestly, oh, give me a second. My brain's buffering. It does that sometimes. Don't worry. It's intentional. I may have already known some things about Tagora and a few other trolls based off of, like I said, so many times before, Optimistic Duelist's video, and a few troll fan-made comics and comic dubs. I like watching comic dubs a lot. Sorry, but yeah. I knew Tagora was sleazy. Didn't know he actually feared his higher ups, but still. That was a lot of fun. I still am a bit salty about this, but I did contact by fans for fans to see if I can possibly get the proper print. But who knows, I might actually end up keeping this thing around as a joke. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button down below, and I'll see you in the next episode of whatever the heck I make.